The cost of living in Washington state is 16% higher than the national average, and the cost of living in Bellingham, Washington is 20% higher than the national average. So in today's video, we're gonna break down all the costs associated with living in Bellingham, so that way you can set proper expectations, you can decide if this is even a place you wanna move, and most importantly, you can decide if you can afford to live in Bellingham, Washington. So first, we're gonna talk about housing, which is without a doubt the most expensive part about living in Bellingham, Washington. Our housing prices are 39% higher than the national average. So regardless of whether you're renting or buying, this is gonna be a big portion of your paycheck. So let's break it down and see why it's so expensive, first of all, and what you can actually get for the median home price in Bellingham, Washington. So I just set up a basic search on our MLS for houses between $550,000 and $650,000, which is a little less than our median home price and a little bit higher. So that way we could get a good idea and actually see some listings. Here is one in Bellingham. It's on West Illinois Street. It's listed at $595,000 right now. It was originally listed at $639,000. This is an incredibly old house. It was built in 1924. So there's a lot of really old houses in Bellingham. My mom's house, for instance, was built in 1903. It was just a one-room house and the rest of everything was added on. And this house is pretty similar to that. So now we're gonna go to St. Clair Street, which is right down the hill from where I grew up. This house is listed for $639,000. It was originally listed for $699,000. So we are seeing a lot of price reductions, especially when houses are priced a little bit outside of what they should be priced at. So this is kind of your standard house that's been upgraded throughout the years in Bellingham. It's got a really nice living room, a fireplace. They did a nice job with the virtual staging and the upgrades in the kitchen. So now let's dive into how much it costs to rent something. Our median rental cost over all bedroom types is $1,900. It's a very expensive rental market. Our vacancy rate is 2 to 4%. So it gives the landlords all the leverage to raise prices whenever they want or charge whatever they want for the rentals. We do have a university in Bellingham, which is one of the reasons. And there's just a lot of people that want to live here. First up on our list, we have the Old Mill Village. I grew up right down the street from this place and it actually just sold for $47 million, which is pretty wild to me. A one bed, one bath, 560 square foot apartment in Bellingham at the Old Mill Village is $1,520. And then you even have a one bed, one bath that's a little more square footage, 734 for almost $1,700. It's almost worth it to just go for the 2-bed, 2-bath because you get that for $1,845, which is almost our median rental price across all bedroom types. But Old Mill Village should be one of the more affordable places to rent in Bellingham, which is pretty wild. So let's just dive into the map. Let's see what it costs to live right downtown. So this is 1015 Railroad Ave, Unit 212. One bed, one bath for $1,500 a month. It's a condo, and you can see just how little care the property management people put into these listings. These are terrible pictures. It's 686 square foot, one bed, one bath for $1,500 a month. You are right downtown, so you're able to walk most places. You probably wouldn't need a car for too many things. All right, here we have a house for rent. It's 4 beds, 2.5 baths for $3,850 a month. It's 2,529 square feet. So now that you understand how much it costs to either rent or buy something in Bellingham, Washington, let's talk about groceries. Our groceries are 13% higher than the national average. And the main reason behind that is there is a ton of people from Vancouver. We're super close to the border and they come down from Canada to buy goods in the United States because it's so much cheaper down here. The stores can be really busy on the weekends because we have an entire huge city coming down to shop where we live. But that is the reason that the groceries are a little more expensive. I always shop at Fred Meyer's and Costco. I found those to be the most cost-effective places to shop, as well as farm stands and the farmers market and buying directly from farmers. Let's go into Fred Meyer's. You can see bag of Doritos is $5.50, Lay's mayonnaise is $6.50. So let's look at produce. Potatoes are 74 cents each or $1 per pound. You can get a whole bag of them for $3.50. If you stick to the produce sections in Bellingham, you're really not gonna spend all that much money. We have pretty good prices on produce. Now let's look at the bread. There's some more affordable breads if you buy the Kroger brand. That's who owns Fred Meyer's. This is the one that I usually get right now. It's the private selection whole wheat bread for $3. That's a pretty good deal. Or I just go to Costco and they have a double pack of this Dave's bread for the same price of buying one. I try to do as much of my shopping at Costco, and so that's a way that I save money with groceries. I allocate about $600 a month for groceries, so that can kind of give you an idea of what to expect. So now that you have a place to live and you have groceries to fill the fridge, let's talk about utilities, which is actually where Washington State and Bellingham is cheaper than the national average. In Bellingham, our price for utilities is 16% lower than the national average, and that shakes out to be about $150 a month. And I can confirm that. That's about what I pay for my energy bill. And then we also have a propane tank, which in the winter is quite expensive, and in the summer costs about nothing. So now let's talk about transportation. Our transportation costs are 14% higher than the national average. A gallon of gas on average costs you $3.87 here. There is places that you can get it cheaper. I think I paid $3.40 last time I got gas, and I've seen it at $3.99 a gallon. So the average for car insurance is gonna be about $120. And obviously this is going to greatly depend on how expensive a car you're planning on getting. I've had an old 1987 Toyota van that was $2,000 and it was only $80 a month to get insurance. Now I have a Honda Civic that cost me about $13,000 and I pay around $200 a month for car insurance. So if you're not planning on driving and you're planning on taking the bus, a bus pass is going to run you $3 a day, $30 a month, and $35 a quarter. And I would highly suggest getting a bike just so you can bike to the bus stop that's gonna get you to where you need to go. So now that we have all of those bases covered, let's talk about healthcare, which is 13% higher than the national average in Bellingham. And so a doctor's visit is gonna cost you about $141. A dentist visit is $122 on average. Optometrist is $133 on average. And a vet visit is $70 on average, which I would actually argue that it is more than that because I have 2 dogs and I feel like I can't walk out of there without spending at least $150. One thing that's really cool about Washington is we do have some really awesome affordable healthcare plans. We have Apple Health, which is $0 per month. And then if you are planning on just paying for insurance out of pocket, Kaiser Permanente is $551 a month. United Healthcare is $488 a month, and Community Health Plan of Washington is $396 a month. So that can kind of give you an idea of the cost associated with, needing to go to the doctor and stuff. So now that you understand what it costs for your basic amenities, let's talk about taxes for a quick second. In Washington State, it's really awesome. We have 0 state income tax. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I would love it if you liked, commented, or subscribed. Let me know if you feel like it's worth moving to this area. And if you're curious about why people are moving here if the cost of living is so high, check out my pros and cons video right here.